Good evening, everybody. Yesterday or day before we completed up to cell biology totally from introduction to cell division. Today we discuss tissues, meristematic tissues, permanent tissues and other things. What is a tissue? A group of cells are called tissues. Plant body is made up of different tissues and all the tissues are broadly divided into two types. One is meristematic tissues, the other is permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues are the tissues which divide and redivide continuously and produce new cells. Divide and redivide continuously and produce new cells. Some of the cells become permanent tissues, but some cells remain as meristematic in between the permanent tissues. They are called meristems. The term meristems was coined by Carl Nagel. These meristems are divided into two types, based on origin and based on position. Based on origin, based on position. Based on origin, two types. Primary meristems formed right from the embryonic stages. Secondary meristems formed after certain growth in a plant by dedifferentiation. What is dedifferentiation? Conversion of permanent tissues into meristematic tissues. Based on position, these are three types: apical meristems, intercalary meristems, lateral meristems. Apical meristems, intercalary meristems, lateral meristems. Then primary meristems are formed right from the embryonic stages. They help in the primary growth. Secondary meristems formed after certain growth in a plant. They help in secondary growth. Secondary meristems are formed by dedifferentiation. The best examples of secondary meristems are intercalary. The best example for secondary meristems are interfascicular cambium and core cambium. These two are the best examples of secondary meristems formed by the dedifferentiation of tissues. Then primary, based on position, apical meristems present at the root tip, stem apex and other places. Intercalary meristems present in between the permanent tissues. Apical meristems help in the apical growth of the plant. Intercalary meristems helps in the linear growth of stem and leaves. Lateral meristems like vascular cambium and core cambium helps in increasing the volume of circular plant parts like root and stem. Then comes permanent tissues. These are formed from meristematic tissues but have lost the capacity of division. These permanent tissues are three types. Simple tissues. Permanent tissues are divided into three types: simple tissues, complex tissues, special tissues. Simple tissues means same origin, same structure, same function. Majority of the plant body is occupied by simple tissues, and simple tissues are divided into three types. Parenchyma occupies major portion. Living mechanical tissue called collenchyma, a complete dead tissue called sclerenchyma. Then complex tissues are the tissues which helps in the conduction. They are in different shapes and forms but performing a same function. These are two types. One is xylem, the other is phloem. Xylem helps in the conduction of water and minerals from root to stem. Phloem helps in the conduction of food from leaves to various parts of the stem. Special tissues are different types. One is digestive glands in insectivorous plants. The other is nectary glands in some plants with floral nectaries and extrafloral nectaries. Then osmophores in orchids that secrete a fragrant smell. Then secretory cavities. Secretory cavities are the cavities formed either by the breakdown of cells or expansion of cells. Then hydatodes, which helps in guttation. Guttation means loss of water in the form of water vapor. Then latissiferous tissues, the tissues which secrete a milky substrate called latex. These are special tissues. Now, today we discuss right from meristematic tissues, important types of meristematic tissues, right from permanent tissues, that means simple tissues, complex tissues, special tissues. Simple contains parenchyma, complete living tissue, collenchyma, living mechanical tissue, sclerenchyma, dead tissue helping in providing mechanical support. Now, Some of the questions regarding these chapters starting from introduction meristem to special tissues is first question. A primary meristem which functions in secondary growth. It is basically a primary meristem, but it helps in secondary growth. Interfascicular cambium is not a primary meristem, it is a secondary meristem because it is formed by the dedifferentiation of parenchyma cells in medullary ray. Intercalary meristem is a primary meristem, or it is the meristem which is present in between two permanent tissues, helping only in the linear growth of stem and leaves, expansion of leaf sheath, and also elongation of internodes. All lateral meristems are not primary meristems because vascular cambium is a primary lateral meristem, cork cambium is a secondary lateral meristem. Now coming to intravascular cambium. Every dicot stem shows open vascular bundle. Open means cambium is present in between xylem and phloem. That cambium is a primary meristem which is popularly called intravascular cambium or fascicular cambium. And this intravascular cambium is a primary meristem which helps in secondary growth. So, answer is 4. Next, a matching. Study the following list. Large intercellular spaces, large number of chloroplasts, unevenly thickened cell walls, narrow lumen. Answer. This side sclerenchyma, collenchyma, intercalary meristem, chlorenchyma and erenchyma. A 5. Large intercellular spaces means erenchyma. Erenchyma is a parenchyma with large intercellular spaces is a special feature of all hydrophytes as it helps in buoyancy, makes the plants to float on water. There is a terrestrial plant with erenchyma. The terrestrial plant with erenchyma in its petioles is musa. So, musa shows erenchyma in its petioles. Then, large number of chloroplasts is chlorenchyma. Parenchyma with chloroplast is popularly called as chlorenchyma. So, large number of chloroplasts. Then, unevenly thickened cell walls. Unevenly thickened cell walls is the best and very important identification character of collenchyma. Collenchyma is either angular collenchyma or lamellar collenchyma or lacunar collenchyma are identified by the presence of unevenly thickened walls. Then, narrow lumen. Narrow lumen is found in sclerenchyma. Narrow lumen is found in sclerenchyma because any sclerenchyma tissue, if you observe it carefully, it appears hexagonal with a highly lignified cell wall, and a narrow lumen. So, for this matching question, the answer is 3. Answer is 3. Next. This is an assertion. Assertion A. Erenchyma is found only in aquatic plants. Erenchyma is found in aquatic plants. Primary function of erenchyma is gaseous exchange. Reason is correct because the primary function of erenchyma is gaseous exchange and also helps in providing buoyancy because of gaseous exchange. But erenchyma is found only in aquatic plants is wrong. Why? Because just now I told you the terrestrial plant with erenchyma in its petioles is musa. So, musa and some other plants may contain erenchyma. So, erenchyma is found only in aquatic plants is wrong. But primary function of erenchyma is gaseous exchange is correct. So, answer for this is A is false or is true. A is false or is true. 4 is the answer. This is another matching. Match the simple tissues list 1 with parts of cocos fruit list 2. Stone cells, sclerenchyma fibers, chlorenchyma, storage parenchyma, mesocarp, endosperm, epicarp, endocarp. This is all regarding only coconut. Answer 2. Just a minute. A. Stone cells 4. Endocarp. Stone cells or brachysclerids are found in the endocarp of coconut. Sclerenchyma fibers B1. Sclerenchyma fibers, the fibrous mesocarp is very popular in coconut. Chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma is found in endosperm. Chlorenchyma is found in endosperm and storage parenchyma is found in epicarp. So, epicarp may show chlorenchyma and storage parenchyma is found in endosperm. Next. Now, collenchyma with irregularly arranged cells. Irregularly arranged cells, collenchyma. Collenchyma, according to Majumdar, it is of three types. According to Majumdar classified collenchyma into three types: angular collenchyma, lacunar collenchyma, lamellar collenchyma. Angular collenchyma means cells are irregularly arranged and the intercellular spaces are completely filled with pectin and cellulose, chemical substances like pectin and cellulose. It is the most common type of collenchyma found in many plants like datura, hibiscus, solanum, cucurbits, many plants. Then lacunar collenchyma. Here the cells are arranged in a perfect manner like this. An empty space is present at the center and surrounding this empty space you will find chemical substance depositions. So, a special empty space is present at the center and chemical substances are deposited there. It is found in the stems of lactuca and leucas. Special is aerial roots of monstera, a plant called aerial roots of monstera. Lamellar collenchyma. Cells are arranged irregularly. Cell wall is deposited more on the tangential walls than on the radial walls. More on the tangential walls than on the radial walls. Example, Eupatorium, Sambucus, Rhamnus and many plants. So, the question here is the collenchyma that shows irregularly arranged cells. Irregularly arranged cells means only two. One is angular collenchyma, the other is lamellar collenchyma. Answer is 3. Angular collenchyma and lamellar collenchyma are irregularly arranged cells. 1 and 3 is the correct, not 3, it is 2. The short-lived meristem present in between two permanent tissues. The short-lived meristem present in between two permanent tissues means some apical meristems move downwards and settles in between permanent tissues, popularly called intercalary meristems. So, intercalary meristem is helping in the linear growth of stem and leaves. Intercalary meristem is mainly helping in many functions, but it is ephemeral and is short-living. So, the short-lived meristem present in between two permanent tissues is intercalary meristem, not apical meristem or interfascicular cambium or lateral meristem. Answer for this is intercalary meristems. This is a assertion reasoning. In mature cells of sclerenchyma, functional cell membranes are absent. In mature cells of sclerenchyma, functional cell membranes are absent. Why? Mature cells of sclerenchyma are devoid of protoplast. Whenever protoplast is there, then only protoplasm is surrounded by cell membrane. When protoplasm is not there, there is no question of presence of cell membrane. So, in mature cells of sclerenchyma, functional membranes are absent is correct. Mature cells of sclerenchyma devoid of protoplast is correct. Because the mature cells of sclerenchyma do not possess chloroplast, because the mature cells of sclerenchyma are devoid of chloroplast, the mature cells of sclerenchyma functional cell membrane are absent. So, both A and R are correct. R explains A. R explains A. First option. Next, which of the following shows division of labor? Which of the following shows division of labor means? Division of labor means the cells performing their own functions, not interfering with the function of other cells. ఏ సెల్స్ వాటి పని చేస్తూ వేరే పనిలో ఇంటర్ఫియర్ కాకపోతే దాన్ని డివిజన్ ఆఫ్ లేబర్ అంటారు. ఫండమెంటల్ టిష్యూ ఆఫ్ లోయర్ ప్లాంట్స్. ఫండమెంటల్ టిష్యూ ఆఫ్ లోయర్ ప్లాంట్. లోయర్ ప్లాంట్స్ డస్ నాట్ కంటైన్ ఎనీ స్పెషల్ ఫండమెంటల్ టిష్యూస్. గ్రౌండ్ టిష్యూ ఆఫ్ హయ్యర్ ప్లాంట్స్. గ్రౌండ్ టిష్యూ ఆఫ్ హయ్యర్ ప్లాంట్స్ మీన్స్ parenchyma. Ground tissue of higher plants parenchyma. Ground tissue of lower plants is not there. Collenchyma higher plant is wrong. So, answer for this is ground tissue of higher plants where the tissue shows division of labor. So, second option. This is another assertion reasoning question. All lateral meristems are secondary in origin or active in secondary growth. All lateral meristems are secondary in origin, active in secondary growth. The cork cambium is a secondary lateral meristem that forms from the periderm. that forms the periderm, that forms from the knot that forms the periderm. All lateral meristems are secondary in origin, you cannot say, because vascular cambium or cambial ring is not lateral meristem. So all lateral meristems are secondary in origin is wrong. But cork cambium is a secondary lateral meristem. It comes from cortical cells of cortex. So cork cambium is a secondary lateral meristem that forms the periderm is correct. So A is false, R is true. All lateral meristems are secondary in origin. Active and secondary growth is wrong, because all lateral meristems are not secondary in origin. Why? Because vascular cambium is a primary lateral meristem. Identify the incorrect regarding parenchyma. We have to identify an incorrect statement. Parenchyma perform all functions in lower plants is correct, because in bryophytes only parenchyma is present, which helps in storage, which helps in conduction, which helps in providing mechanical support. Almost all functions in bryophytes is done by parenchyma. Parenchyma has primary pit fields in the cell wall. It is also correct. Why? Because primary pit fields are present in primary wall. Pits like simple pits and bordered pits are present in secondary wall. In parenchyma, young cells and meristematic cells, secondary wall is not formed, only primary wall is present. So parenchyma has primary pit fields in cell wall. Cutinized parenchymatous epidermal cells give protection to plant body. Cutinized parenchymatous epidermal cell means cuticle. An epidermal cell surrounded by cuticle. So this definitely gives protection to the plant body. It is also correct. Parenchyma is absent in monocots is wrong. Parenchyma is present in monocots also. Why? Because in monocot stem, the total inner ground tissue is made up of parenchyma. In monocot root, a medulla, very much developed medulla is present at the center. So incorrect regarding parenchyma is absent in monocots. This is an assertion. In grass plants, linear growth of plant due to the activity of both apical and intercalary meristems. Linear growth of total plant body is done by apical meristem. Linear growth of stem and leaves is taken by or done by intercalary meristems. Lateral meristems are absent in all roots except dicot root. Lateral meristems are absent in all roots except dicot root is wrong. But in grass plants, linear growth of plant is due to the activity of both apical and lateral intercalary meristems is correct. So answer is 3. A is true, R is false. Identify the correct statement regarding collocytes. What are collocytes? The cells in collenchyma. The cells in collenchyma are popularly called collocytes, which contain nearly 60% of water and show the depositions of pectin and cellulose on their corners. More on corners. More on corners. The cell walls are unevenly thickened. Here we have to identify incorrect statement. The cell walls are unevenly thickened is correct. Usually high percentage of water is found in cell wall is correct. 60% of water is present. Cytoplasm has chloroplast and excretory material like tannins. It is also correct. Large intercellular spaces are present is wrong. Here intercellular spaces are completely absent in angular collenchyma. Intercellular spaces are completely absent in lamellar collenchyma. But in lacunar collenchyma, small intercellular spaces are present. They are not large. So large intercellular spaces are present is wrong regarding collocytes. Collocytes means collenchymatous tissue. Both trichosclerids and filiform sclerids are found in. Both trichosclerids and filiform sclerids are found in. Trichosclerids means long hair-like branched sclerenchyma cells which enter into intercellular spaces. Leaves of olea and aerial roots of monstera is the example. Leaves of olea and aerial roots of monstera. Filiform sclerids means long thread-like but tough cells. Long thread-like cells are filiform sclerids. These are found in leaves of olea. So with this we can say that leaves of olea shows both trichosclerids and filiform sclerids. Leaves of olea shows both trichosclerids and filiform sclerids. So trichosclerids and filiform sclerids both are found in leaves of olea. Cork cambium is a secondary meristem. Cork cambium is a secondary meristem is the assertion. It is formed from cork through dedifferentiation is wrong. It is not formed from cork. It is formed from cortex. So, cork cambium is a secondary meristem. It is formed from cork through dedifferentiation is wrong. So, A is true, R is false. For this, the answer is 3. It is formed from cork through dedifferentiation. It is formed by dedifferentiation is correct. But it is not formed from cork. It is formed from cortex. Cortex. So, answer is 3. Simple tissues present in different plant parts which help in overcoming stress and strain. Simple tissue present in different plant parts which helps in overcoming stress and strain. Simple tissue helping in the conduction and storage and many other things is parenchyma. Simple tissue present and helping in mechanical support is collenchyma. Simple tissue present in different plant parts and help in overcoming stress and strain and weight and whatever it may be is sclerenchyma. It is not angular collenchyma, it is not erenchyma, it is not sclerum tracheides, but it is sclerenchyma. Olea, Mauritia, Coccus, Nymphia. Leaves, cotyledons, endocarp, petiole. Osteosclerids, brachysclerids, astros. This is regarding sclerids. Olea, leaves, till that it is correct, it is not osteosclerids. It must be filiform sclerids or trichosclerids. Mauritia, cotyledons, osteosclerids, bone-shaped sclerenchyma cells is correct. Coccus, endocarp, brachysclerids or stone cells is correct. So, Mauritia, cotyledons, osteosclerids, bone-like sclerids is correct. Mauritia, cotyledons, osteosclerids is correct. Coccus, endocarp, brachysclerids is correct. Nymphia, petiole, astrosclerids is correct. Star-shaped sclerids is correct. So, which of the following show correct match means 2, 3, 4. Why not 1? Olea, leaves, till that it is correct, it is not osteosclerids. It must be either filiform sclerids or trichosclerids. But here it is given as osteosclerids, so wrong. Correct is Mauritia, cotyledons, osteosclerids. Coccus, endocarp, brachysclerids. Nymphia, petiole, asterosclerids. Answer is 3. Choose the incorrect statements. All lateral meristems are secondary meristems. All secondary meristems are lateral meristems. Intercalary meristem gradually changes into permanent tissue. All secondary meristem contribute to secondary growth. All secondary meristems are lateral meristems. It is definite. Vascular cambium and cork cambium are secondary meristems. Intercalary meristem gradually changes into permanent tissue is also correct because intercalary meristem is a ephemeral tissue which converts into permanent tissue. All secondary meristems contribute to secondary growth is correct. But wrong is all lateral meristems are secondary meristems is wrong. All lateral meristems cannot be regarded as secondary meristems exception of vascular cambium which is a primary lateral meristem. A feature not related to secondary meristem. A feature not related, that is not found in secondary meristem. Mostly formed from primary permanent tissues is correct. Cells mostly divide periclinally all along the periphery wise is correct. Lie parallel to the surface of the plant axis is correct because all secondary lateral meristems lie parallel to the surface and close to the axis. And some of them are found in embryonic stages. So, secondary meristem cannot be found in embryonic stage. So, answer is some of them found in the embryonic stage also. A simple tissue with non-lignified unevenly thickened cell walls. Here sclerenchyma is also a simple tissue but with lignified cell walls. Xylem parenchyma is a part of xylem with some areas lignified cell walls. Parenchyma absolutely not shows lignified cell walls, it shows only cellulose, hemicellulose and other substances. So, a simple tissue with non-lignified unevenly thickened cell walls is collenchyma because in collenchyma it is a simple tissue with pectin and cellulose, no question of other substances. So, answer is 2. Next, a matching. Study the following table and correct the combination. Aloe, Musa, Lactuca, Datura. Lacunar collenchyma, erenchyma, angular collenchyma, hydrophilic mucilaginous substances, lamellar collenchyma. A is 4. aloe, hydrophilic mucilage, because aloe shows succulent leaves. Aloe always shows succulent leaves, so hydrophilic mucilage. Musa. Musa is Erenchyma. Just now I told Musa, a terrestrial plant with petiole having Erenchymatous tissue. Then C. Lacunar collenchyma. Just now I wrote Lactuca and Leucas are the plants where the stem shows lacunar collenchyma. Datura. Datura is 3. Angular collenchyma. The most common type of collenchyma found in almost all plants is angular collenchyma. So, aloe hydrophilic mucilage in the leaves, Musa Erenchyma in petioles, Lactuca lacunar collenchyma, and Datura angular collenchyma. Answer is 2. Intercellular spaces are absent in. Intercellular spaces are absent in. Intercellular spaces are present in collenchyma, particularly lacunar collenchyma. Lacunar collenchyma shows a central intercellular space around which chemical substances are deposited. Parenchyma definitely shows intercellular spaces because parenchyma's function is it is a tissue which is loosely arranged with intercellular space. Erenchyma shows very large intercellular spaces which not only stores gases but also provide buoyancy. Meristems. Meristems' primary property is meristems are very small cells without intercellular spaces. Meristems are very compact arranged without intercellular spaces. Meristems show only cellulosic cell walls. Meristems has a dense cytoplasm. Meristems show a large nucleus almost at the center. In meristems, ergastic substances are absent. In meristems, proplastids are present. Meristems are metabolically very active. So, answer for this question is meristem. Intercellular spaces are completely absent in meristems. The process by which a permanent living cell becomes meristematic tissue. Very important question. The process by which the permanent living cell, any permanent living cell, it remains as it is and it becomes meristematic is called as dedifferentiation. Examples are cells in medullary ray. Cells in medullary ray undergo dedifferentiation and produces interfascicular cambium. This is one example. Second, cells in the cortex. Cells in the cortex either in the center or at the base undergo dedifferentiation and produces cork cambium. So, any permanent tissue which divides, redivides, become dividing and redividing and converts into secondary meristem, that conversion of living tissue into actively dividing meristematic tissue is called as dedifferentiation. It is called as dedifferentiation. So, answer is 1. Photosynthetic tissue is formed by. Photosynthetic tissue is formed by means any living cell that is forming a photosynthetic tissue. Any living cell is formed by photosynthetic tissue. For example, parenchyma. Parenchyma with chloroplast perform photosynthesis. Collenchyma. Collenchyma with chloroplast perform photosynthesis. Sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma is a non-protoplasmic dead tissue with highly lignified cell walls and narrow lumen. Here cell organelles like chloroplasts are completely absent, so they cannot perform photosynthesis. So, living sclerenchyma here, the answer is parenchyma and collenchyma. 1 and 2 are parenchyma and collenchyma are the tissues which can perform photosynthesis. Meristems that are derived from embryonic tissues are called. Any meristem that derived from embryonic tissues is called primary meristems because they help in the primary growth of the plant. That's why they are called primary meristems. Secondary meristems are not derived from embryonic tissues. Intercalary meristems are not derived from embryonic tissues, but they have derived from primary meristems. They move downwards, they are settled in between permanent tissues and provide or help in growth. They are also called subapical meristems. So, example for this is primary meristems, not secondary meristems or intercalary meristems or lateral meristems. So, meristems that are derived from embryonic tissues are popularly called primary meristems. This is a secondary meristem. Secondary meristem is one which has come from the dedifferentiation of permanent tissues. Any secondary meristem comes by the dedifferentiation of permanent tissues. Apical meristem is a primary meristem. Intercalary meristem has formed from apical meristem descended downwards. So, it is also a primary meristem. Fascicular cambium, the cambium that is present in between xylem and phloem in an open vascular bundle of any dicot stem is called fascicular cambium. It is a secondary meristem. So, it is not a secondary meristem, it is a primary meristem. So, only the answer which is a secondary meristem is cork cambium, fourth answer. The meristem that helps in the radial growth of the plant body. Radial growth of the plant body means increasing the diameter or volume of circular plant parts like roots and stem. Apical meristem is not helping in radial growth, it helps in linear growth of the plant body. Interfascicular cambium. Intercalary meristem helps in the linear growth of stem and leaves. Primary meristem helps in the primary growth of the plant body. So, interfascicular cambium helps in the radial growth. Why? Because during secondary growth, from the cells of medullary ray, a special secondary meristem called intercalary or interfascicular meristem is formed, or interfascicular cambium is formed. Interfascicular cambium is formed. The main function of interfascicular cambium is joining to intrafascicular cambia. Intrafascicular cambia. They join to intrafascicular cambia. By joining to intrafascicular cambia, they form a cambial ring or vascular cambium. Cambial ring or vascular cambium. This cambial ring or vascular cambium helps in secondary growth. So, the answer is interfascicular cambium, which is formed by the dedifferentiation of cortical tissues or whatever parenchyma tissue in the medullary ray, and they help in secondary growth. So, the meristem that helps in the radial growth or secondary growth both are same. The meristem that helps in the radial growth of the stem is interfascicular cambium. This is actually a part of apical meristem. This is actually a part of apical meristem, means in the four, one is formed from apical meristem, that is the meaning. Interfascicular cambium has not come from apical meristem, it has come from what you call cortical cells of medullary ray. Cork cambium has not come from apical meristem, cork cambium has come from the cells of cortex. Lateral meristems are not a part of apical meristem because they are present on the lateral sides and help in the increasing the girth or volume of the circular plant parts. Intercalary meristems. Intercalary meristem. In a plant, meristems are identified like this. These are apical meristems. These are apical meristems. These are lateral meristems. Intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem. These are lateral meristems present on the lateral sides. Lateral meristem. Normally, apical meristems descend downwards and converts into intercalary meristem. So, intercalary meristems are nothing but apical meristems which have moved downwards. That is why intercalary meristems are also called as subapical meristems. The other name of intercalary meristem is subapical meristem. So, here the question is, this is actually a part of apical meristem. So, definitely intercalary meristem is a part of apical meristem. The meristem which is active only for a short period, just now I told, the meristem which is active only for a short period is intercalary meristem because it is ephemeral, it converts into permanent tissues and it helps in the linear growth of stem and leaves, expansion of leaf sheath and elongation of internodes. Identify the correct statement with regard to meristem. Identify the correct statements with regard to meristems. The cells show large number of mitochondria is correct. Protoplast and ergastic substances are absent. Proplastids and ergastic substances are absent is correct. All types of meristems continue to divide throughout their life of a plant is wrong. Cytoplasm contains many small vacuoles is also correct, but the perfect answers are the cells show large number of mitochondria and proplastids ergastric substances are absent. So answer is 1 and 4. Proplastid and ergastric substances are absent is wrong. Ergastric substances are absent but proplastids are present. So answer is 1 and 4. What are they? The cells show large number of mitochondria. Why? Because they are metabolically very active. Cytoplasm contains many small vacuoles. So answer is 1 and 4. In a dicot plant, linear growth of stem and branches takes place by the activity of. Linear growth of stem and branches takes place by the activity of. Linear growth of plant body is done by apical meristem. Linear growth of stem and leaves is done by intercalary meristem. Linear growth is also done by primary meristems. So answer is primary meristem because it helps in the primary growth of the plant. Intercalary meristem which helps in the linear growth of stem and leaves, and apical meristem which helps in the linear growth of plant body. So in a dicot plant, linear growth of stem and leaf and branches takes place by the activity of primary meristem, intercalary meristem, apical meristem. This is a 3-column matching. Tissue type, nature of cell wall thickening, function. Meristem evenly thickened helps in growth. Parenchyma unevenly thickened helps in storage. Sclerenchyma unevenly thickened mechanical strength. Collenchyma unevenly thickened mechanical strength. Parenchyma unevenly thickened storage is wrong. Sclerenchyma unevenly thickened mechanical strength is wrong. Correct is meristem evenly thickened helps in growth is correct. Collenchyma unevenly thickened mechanical strength is correct because collenchyma is a living mechanical tissue. So which two items of the above show correct combination means 1 and 4. Answer is 4. 1 and 4. This is another matching or 3-column. Type of sclerid, shape and example. Brachysclerid thread-like cocos. Brachysclerid is not thread-like. It is circular and parenchyma-like cells. So thread-like is wrong. Osteosclerid bone-like Hachia is correct. Osteosclerids itself, osteology is the study of bones. So osteosclerids bone-like Hachia is correct. Macrosclerid rod-shaped pisum is correct. Macrosclerids resembles palisade parenchyma, rod-shaped sclerenchyma cells. They are present below the epidermis of any pulse like pisum, groundnut, anything. So this is also correct. Astrosclerid star-shaped monstera. Monstera is wrong. Monstera shows hair-like trichosclerid. So here, which two of the above items show correct combination means osteosclerid bone-like Hachia, macrosclerid rod-shaped pisum. 2 and 3 are correct. So option is second option. This is another 3-column tabular form. Type of tissue, intercellular spaces, example. Parenchyma, intercellular spaces are present, pistia, correct. A lamellar collenchyma, intercellular space is absent, leucas, wrong. In lamellar collenchyma, definitely a small intercellular space is present surrounding which pectin and cellulose are deposited. It is found in the stems of leucas and lactuca and aerial roots of monstera. So lamellar collenchyma, intercellular spaces are absent, leucas is wrong. Angular collenchyma, intercellular is present in datura. Intercellular spaces are totally filled with pectin and cellulose in angular collenchyma, it is also wrong. Lacunar collenchyma, intercellular spaces are present, monstera is correct because lacunar collenchyma is found in the aerial roots of monstera. So answer is 1 and 4 are the correct combination, 2 and 3 are the wrong combination. Brachysclerids are seen in. Brachysclerids means circular collenchyma cells, circular sclerenchyma cells which resemble structurally parenchyma. By their presence, they give maximum toughness to the plant part. The example is Pyrus communis and Cocos nucifera. In the fruit pulp of Pyrus communis, in the endocarp of Cocos nucifera, you will definitely find brachysclerids. Leaves of Olea have. Leaves of Olea have trichosclerids and filiform sclerids. Leaves of Olea have trichosclerids and filiform sclerids. So these are some of the bits regarding simple tissues with parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, and meristematic tissues. So, meristematic tissues are identified by the presence of special characters, and meristematic tissues are divided into two categories based on origin, based on position. Based on origin, there are two types. Based on origin, two types: primary meristems, secondary meristems. Primary meristems, secondary meristems. Based on position, apical meristems, intercalary meristems, lateral meristems. Then parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are simple tissues. Xylem and phloem are complex tissues and special tissues. Now we discuss the second part, that is complex tissues and special tissues.